I wasn't born an ice cream man. But when the economy tanked, I started selling ice cream out the back of my truck. Chocolate, vanilla, cherry, Garcia, you name it, I got it. Some people think selling ice cream's a sweet gig. It ain't. Ain't nothing sweet about driving around this deadbeat city in a fucking freezer every day. Dealing with them kids and they sticky ass fingers grabbing and poking all up in my window. Changing their minds every 2 seconds. Before I struck it big in the ice cream business, I was a soldier in South Vietnam. Fought the white enemy, the invisible enemy with my bare hands. With my bare hands, I held a gun and watched their faces blew off. You ever pull the trigger of a gun? Ever see gravity watch a man's head fall off behind him while his body trots forward? So much conviction. They said I was crazy. Said I took the war home. Said something was wrong with me. But I'm a family man. I had a son once. Ain't seen him since his ma kicked me out. She said I was crazy. Said I loved him too much. That for 3 years I loved him too much. Every night loved him too much. That's not true either. The little fag asked for it. And long before I started freezing to death in this goddamn truck, I was always in the business of giving people what they wanted. My little boy loved to draw. Drew himself dinosaurs, ghosts, monsters. It's like he was haunted or something. Like something was buried in him. And for months, I used to dig through the trash behind their house just to make sure he was eating right. Nothing creepy. But he started to throw his art away, you see, so I collected them. I collected them and taped them in the back of my truck. It got kind of weird, driving around in an ice cream truck full of ghosts. It's like he's still with me. And every time I drive down 41st Street, I look for my eyes, my mouth, all parts of me. I know he still wears on him. He ain't got nothing I didn't give him. And empty, he struggles to hold the body that ain't his, the words, my words, which he still uses to tell this story. He ain't lonely, it ain't my lonely. The hand-me-down kind I gave him every night. I crawled into his bed, fucked him, tearing that little... It tasted sweet like ice cream, dark as a war. But he started crying so loud, so I put my hands over his mouth and he stopped breathing. So I shook him. I kept shaking just to see if he was still alive. You all look at me like I'm crazy, but I already told you, I'm not crazy. I was a good father. I loved my son. The only way I knew how.